Welcome to episode 106 of Organizations Win Championships, a Chicago Bulls podcast here on Odyssey 2400 Sports. I'm Dan Bernstein. Our producer is Spencer Ray, and my podcast partner is Otto Crotchmonster. And the Chicago Bulls now find themselves 19 and 25. And it's still kind of too good. They are 10th in the East. And oddly enough, I'm still waiting anytime the Philadelphia 76ers want to figure this out and start playing better. I'm ready for them to do it because I have been hoping that the Bulls would at least drop soon, at least one slot. Not happening. The Bulls right now are 16th of 30 in offensive rating, 22nd of 30 in defensive rating, 22nd of 30 overall. But here we are talking about the same thing we've been talking about for multiple seasons now. They're sitting at 10th, and I was getting excited. There's some terrific tank losses in there to terrible teams, or tank wins, I should say, as we're calling these losses to terrible teams. And then the Clippers up and drop one to them. I don't know how it happened.
Of course. And it was going swimmingly. Cooper Flag was in our sights.
Not really, but maybe.
And the Clippers had to lose to the Chicago Bulls. The Pelicans beat the Chicago Bulls. Just think about that for a second.
I did. I saw it.
Yeah. And I told you Trey Murphy. I think we talked about this on the last episode, but my God, is Trey Murphy good. And they just have to beat the Clippers. Zach LaVine just has to score all the time. Which is, I mean, if they get rid of him, sure. But can Zach LaVine just stop scoring 30 points every single game?
Well, he wasn't the problem in the last game. It was Talen Horton-Tucker coming in and knocking down a 3-2. But look at this. They had a great run.
The star that is Talen Horton-Tucker.
They had a great run starting the day before we recorded last week because we got to talk about that Pelicans loss. Then they get clobbered by the Hawks.
Hornets, right?
And then
Hawks and then Hornets.
Then they lose to the Hornets. Then they lose to Portland.
Right. The Hawks loss was awesome / awful.
All time. That was
because everyone was hurt.
It was a G League team. They had a guy in that game making his NBA debut. The Hawks game was insanely bad, and I loved every minute of it. So don't get us wrong. When I say bad, I kind of mean good, and when I say good, I mean bad. They started Keaton Wallace, Dyson Daniels, Vit Krejci, David Roddy, and Clint Capella. They brought a guy off the bench named Daquan Plowden.
Yeah.
Daquan Plowden made his NBA debut against the Bulls, went 7 of 8 from the field, 5 of 6 from 3 for 19 points in his first ever NBA game.
Good for him, man. And thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Daquan
we'll
Plowden.
Take it. It's a hell of that's a name.
Daquan
That's
Plowden?
a name.
Plowden.
Plowden
Yeah.
The Bulls. We need some plows down here, though. I will say, my God, is this city so unprepared?
Oh my God, the stuff on Twitter.
10 inches of snow.
I know.
So everything's been a remote. Everyone was at the boot yesterday because, of course, they were open. People were saying it was like Mardi Gras for Tulane kids yesterday.
All I know is
people that had ice skates here for club hockey were skating. People, for whatever reason, had snowboards and like water ski ropes and were tying them on the back of cars and just, going surfing.
I saw that. On Twitter.
It was ridiculous.
And then you guys had a huge, on Zimple Street, there was like a huge snowball fight.
Oh, everyone was throwing snowballs the entire day. But I just remember my hands after the fact because I didn't bring gloves down here.
Right.
And it was a sight to be seen. And the amount of times I've seen people fall because they don't know how to walk on ice. I'm going to say this and eat shit later. But, I mean, people falling has been hilarious. And it's
other people falling is funny.
the Mel Brooks thing. But I mean, I don't really know how to describe it, and I don't really know where my head is right now because of everything that's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been so weird. And I like I don't know, man. This has just been something.
It's got to be surreal because it's the most they've had in like 130 years or something.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And I love, I enjoy the novelty of a snow day, but I need a routine back, and it's just getting annoying because some professors are canceling the Zoom classes because they're just like, "There's no point, just do this assignment, that takes 2
Oh,
seconds."
that's why
And
everybody was out drinking yesterday.
yeah. I mean, I
Okay.
I had one class yesterday at 5 p.m., but I didn't really, I just went to experience it, and I had one drink, and I was just like, "Meh." It was a lot, and I really wasn't feeling up to it, but I had to go because you had to.
Now, were there any like iguanas falling from trees or any like frozen
No, but there
alligators
have
or
been
anything?
giant chunks of ice falling off of buildings, so
Yeah,
I
be
don't know if
careful.
that's close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
like,
careful.
they've had to put caution tape around it, and I got an emergency text saying, "Don't walk into the caution tape." It's like, "Alright, yeah,
How
I
dumb
wasn't
do they
planning
think
on it."
you are? Wait, did you get that because they
But
specifically sent it to you personally because they know you're an idiot?
no, no, it was a Tulane alert. Everyone got the
Oh,
text,
okay.
but it just
Okay.
shows how drunk Tulane kids are all the time.
I thought you were on some sort of special double secret stupid list where they're like there's caution tape and like there are like 4 kids that had to be told don't walk through the yellow caution tape. Make sure you send one to Bernstein. He's an idiot. I love it. Well, all right. Well, enjoy it. What the
That's
hell? It's
not what
never going to happen
happened though,
again.
but I kinda wish
Mm.
it did now.
It's never going to happen for you
I
again
kinda
down
wish that's
there.
what it
There are all there. I've been seeing stuff about Tulane alumni asking why couldn't that have happened when we were there? It seems like so much fun. So, oh, the Pelicans game got
it's a lot of
canceled tonight.
fun,
Did you
but
see that?
yep, I did. I will say this, while it's going on, it's fun, the aftermath when you get back to your room sucks because 'cause you're cold and wet, and it sucks.
Yeah,
And
I guess that's
I
bad.
when I went to school in Pennsylvania, the snow wasn't very special, so it sucked. But
How's your
here
new
but it
roommate?
I don't know if it ever got to 10
Is
inches.
he all right?
Huh?
Is your new roommate okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are
it's
you
just
are you cleaning up
th
after yourself?
enough.
All right, fine. Well, but that's not why you called. Have you noticed,
My
by the
bad.
way, that despite the fact that Zach Levine continues to score at a pretty much unprecedented rate for him, there's not even a whiff of a trade rumor?
Yeah. I mean, I heard that the Warriors could also be interested in Levine, but they could just be saying that, and at this point, it's getting a little bit annoying because he has been really productive, and the Bulls have said that they've been really satisfied with his leadership, and he's also, for the most part, been trying on defense. And that's the thing with Levine is he can be a bit of a diva sometimes, and we haven't seen too many diva issues this year with him at all. And he's been shooting the crap out of the ball. He's been doing pretty much everything right. And you may say, "Oh, that's a dumb shot." It's a Zach shot, and he'll make it. So I just want them to get rid of everybody.
Well,
Why did they have to win that one
who's
game?
I'm not sure who's available right now other than everybody and nobody. Joe Cowley reported in the Sun Times that for the first time, the Bulls are at least openly admitting that the Patrick Williams thing, even though he's still only 23, that it's kind of over here now. And they're starting to float the idea of a change of scenery, but he's not helping them out by playing well. And it's just killing them. And they're the fact that there's already feelers out there, the fact that somebody is already telling reporters, yeah, well, and you see it in his minutes. They've started to
Yeah,
cut his minutes when they can. They're still not getting the rebounding out of him. I don't know. It is too
which is
bad.
ridiculous. Which is ridiculous. I mean, you can jump out of the gym and you have long arms, you're strong, and you have giant hands, and your rookie season, you're grabbing these flashy one-handed rebounds, and now you couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat.
I put it this
And
way.
it sucks because he's
Josh
talented.
Giddey is averaging 7.3 rebounds a game.
Well, Josh Giddey is very instinctive as a basketball player, and he's not very athletic, and he's the worst defender I've ever seen, but he knows where to be when it comes to getting rebounds. I don't know if it's like the Dennis Rodman thing, like spins this way, like that thing. But
Over
he
here, over
always
there,
seems to
over
be
here,
under
over
the
there.
basket. But also, I think a factor of that is that Giddey knows that he can be a really good full court point guard, and he can make some crazy passes. And I think Williams is too worried about going to stand in that corner, so he just sprints out. But they could really use his help on the defensive glass. And I would love to see him get a defensive rebound and take the ball up the floor by himself. You
I
know?
know they would too.
But
I know they would too. I
he's
also
just a
I can't figure out too why, looking at the total numbers, and you would look at Kobe White's numbers, and you would say, that's pretty good. Kobe White's at 18 points and nearly 5 assists, shooting 36% from 3, but he's just not impactful this year.
Did he and Zach switch roles?
Well, that
Like
is
empty
sort of
calories type thing?
but the theory or the theory is that there's just a finite amount of positivity that can be created by the combination of Zach and Kobe. And when one is doing it, the other can't, and it just keeps going that way. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I would look at the numbers. I was talking to Cody Westerland about it today, actually, our Bulls reporter at the Score. And he said it feels like Kobe White every game starts 1 for 6. And then they get down by 15, and he scores a bunch in the third, and the game is over, and they lost, and he has 18.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. That makes sense. Because he has been scoring a lot when they're down. I feel like ever since that dunk on Wemby, it's just like he used all of his energy to do that. And then just kind of fell flat on his face. I don't know if he needs a haircut to get his mojo back. I think he should pull out all the stops with superstitions and just start making shots again consistently
Well,
at the beginning of games.
I don't know how the Bulls are going to pull this off, but the good news
They're not.
they're pretty now that they went on the thing that losing streak did for them was it got them 4 games behind Miami in the loss column. So
which is huge.
That is pretty huge between 10 and 9 right there. So that looks good. The problem is with Philadelphia still sputtering that there's just nobody who's going to leapfrog them now unless the Bulls just bench everybody. Unless they really lean in.
Trade. But we'll see.
Yeah. You know what would be ideal is if the Sixers wanted to trade for Vooch.
Why? Why would no? I'm not saying why would it be ideal. I'm saying why would they do that?
They need another big, and
why?
Because they can.
Drummond?
Yeah, but Drummond's Drummond. They need somebody who can affect more things than that. And
no, I don't see it at all.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I see. As much as they have Paul George and Tyrese Maxey, I would see Levine there more than I would see Vooch. However, I don't think either one is likely at all. Because Paul George has not been the same Paul George. I don't know if it's the age. I don't know what it is. Tyrese Maxey is great. Joel Embiid is great when he's healthy or deciding not to flop all over the place. When he's doing normal Joel Embiid things, he's great. But that absence of Jared McCain for the rest of the season is huge.
Yeah, it is.
Because he was balling. And when he got hurt, he was putting up 20, 20, 20, 30, 25. And so if you need a guy that can give you 23, 24, 25, but from the guard spot who can make a bunch of threes, the only thing is, do you want him making $45 million? That's the question.
But that's not really that's not the concern exactly at the moment. But he's definitely
I would love.
definitely one of the
I would
better
love
rookies.
for them to give us an. Go ahead. Sorry.
I say he's definitely one of the better rookies if we start looking at where
He was the rookie of the year.
I'm not. Who
He was
do you
rookie
think
of the
it
year
is
before he
now?
got hurt.
Who is it now?
I think it's Stephon Castle, and I said he should have been the number 1 overall pick, and I was right. Even
Well,
I think Sarr might have been ranked first in rookie of the year voting, but I also think that's a factor of him being the focal point when Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma aren't, being idiots. But that's pretty rare. But Stephon Castle, I feel like, is shadowed by how great Wemby is,
how about
and nothing
Jalen
to take
Wells?
away from Wemby.
How
Jalen
about
Wells has been
Jalen
pretty
Wells?
damn good too.
Your
Jalen Wells
guy
has been good.
Eve Missy has been averaging like 9 points, 8 rebounds, and a block. And
I feel like I scouted this draft pretty damn well.
you know who else is
For
playing
as
great?
crap as it was.
Yeah, you know who else is
Were
playing
you gonna
great?
say Connect?
Zach
Edey?
Edey.
Yeah, he's been
Yeah,
good.
Zach Edey's been a
I mean,
legitimate.
he's been shooting like 2 threes a game or something. So, I mean, this draft sucked, but there's still
Yes.
some good players, and I was right about all of them being good, and I just want to say it because I feel like it. I
All
was
right,
right
so
about
where's
Eve
Modest?
Missy. Huh?
I said, so where's
Just
Modest?
hasn't gotten the opportunity, which sucks because the Bulls should be bad. But you're also trying to trade people, so you have to play the voice crack. So you have to
Sorry,
play the guys that you want to trade more so they can bring their value up. Because if they keep playing well, they're going to keep getting more minutes. If they don't play well, you need to bring your stock back up. So Modest is just kind of boned right now. But we'll
Well,
see what happens after the deadline. At least he can do the dunk contest.
Well, I was going to bring that up because while now no Bulls anywhere are getting any traction whatsoever in All-Star voting, and even if you could make a case, it's hard to say that anyone would go over this player, or this player. I was a little surprised to see Modest Buzelis in the dunk contest. So the question I have, and I don't know if you've seen stuff that I haven't, whether it's been with the G League Ignite. Does he have a bag we don't know about? He has to. Like, there's no way he would get into this just on spec. They do their
Like a dunk
research on
bag?
it. Yeah, like not even an in-game.
So I follow the Bulls on Instagram, and he's pregame he's doing 360s between the legs. I mean, everything. And he's athletic for his height, especially, I think. Like he can move well and he can jump. I'm not saying he's a super high flyer, but he can jump a little bit. And I think that he's just a good dunker. Patrick. Sorry, I had. But
I don't know
that was kind of rude.
Patrick.
That was bad.
He's
But
so bad.
he can pull out some of the stops with some of his dunks. Yeah, I mean the Bulls will post his pregame dunks all the time. So I don't know. I don't care about the dunk contest or any of this. I don't care about any of it. I do want to see if there's another Sabrina Steph 3-point competition. We'll see. Or maybe if they want to bring out the big guns and put Caitlin Clark out there, I feel like that would get a lot of views. Hence, you saw this, what is it, Unrivaled League or whatever it's called?
I have not seen it. I know of it.
Exactly. So there was like a record viewership on one of their televised games, and it was, I think, 365,000 people. And if they had Caitlin Clark out there, I feel like it'd be a little bit.
Well, how about this, though? And this is something that we discussed. One of the most watched football games ever was believe it or not, was the Chiefs and the Texans. Because all of these games are doing like 40 million. So
Yeah.
Here's Caitlin Clark sitting with Taylor Swift and having the time of her life. It looks like they're having an absolutely awesome time. Everybody looks great. They're smiling. They're happy. The Chiefs are winning. They're talking about it on the broadcast. Not a tweet from either the WNBA or the Indiana Fever, why would you not say, here's one of the best athletes on the planet, sitting with one of the most famous, beloved entertainers on the planet, and you don't even tweet it out? Like, what is that? Is either it's one of two things. You're asleep at the switch, or you're terrified of culture war blowback. And if it's the latter,
I think that's probably what it is, because people in the WNBA don't like Caitlin Clark. And I think a big part of it is because she's white. And in that sense, I feel bad for her, because she hasn't done anything wrong up to this point. And she's been so great with answering questions about this sort of stuff. And people like Dawn Staley have been, and even LeBron have been saying, you guys should all thank Caitlin Clark for what she's done. And there are some other people out there that just don't think that. I remember, Lisa Leslie went off on Caitlin Clark for absolutely no reason. And was it Lisa Leslie? I think it was Lisa Leslie. Or is it Cheryl Swoops? Might have been Cheryl. I think it was Cheryl Swoops, right?
You tell me.
Or maybe it was both. Because there have been so many podcasts.
Just make sure you get that right. But it would really suck, in my estimation, if you can't take that, if that shot,
it was Cheryl Swoops.
If that shot of Caitlin Clark, the best player in your league, sitting there with Taylor Swift at a Chiefs game, in the booth, smiling, cheering, and if you are so scared of trolls, or you're so scared within your own league of blowback for the fact that, she's white and she's heterosexual, and if you can't sort out your own internal culture war in a way that has everybody doing what is in the best interest of your league, that is a huge problem.
Yep. And that's why they're losing money. And this past season was by a mile the best for the WNBA in terms of viewership, in terms of attendance. And we all wonder why, right? And I
didn't wonder why.
No, I was making a joke.
Yeah,
exactly. It's all Caitlin Clark, and it has nothing to do with her sexual orientation or race. It has to do with the fact that she is an incredibly exciting player. And the people that make those arguments, that the argument when it comes to like a culture war type thing, if we look at who, kind of rebuilt the NBA in the 70s and the 80s, Magic and Larry. And I know Larry was white, but Magic wasn't. And
still isn't. They're both alive.
Yeah. And then after that, it was Jordan. And after that, it was Kobe. And after that, it was LeBron. And now the torch is being passed to a bunch of different players now. And where's the culture war there? None. And also, when that whole Magic Larry thing was going on, the only people that were talking about a culture war were people in, rural counties and Boston, because it's Boston. And everybody else were just like, basketball is awesome. These guys are awesome. Let's do it. And that's what happened with Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. And you finally get that for the WNBA. And she just happens to be white and straight. And you're diminishing that,
it's coming from inside the league. A lot of that is coming from inside the league, though. It's not necessarily fans doing it. A lot of it is happening within the culture of the league, and that's too bad. And you'd like to have,
but even then, the league kind of embraced everything with the NBA during those times.
Yep,
and
that's true.
Like you could have competitive fire, but you can also respect people for who they are and what they bring to the game. Agreed. She got you private jets. Right? Like,
well, she got them charter jets. Yes.
Okay. Well, still.
Yeah.
Like, can you just, I'm not saying you have to get on your hands and knees and start calling her a god, I just don't get the backlash that she gets. And when you look at this Unrivaled thing and the viewership, like, I mean, hello.
That's also 3-on-3
And the fact that the
basketball is
WNBA didn't post anything about Clark being at the football game with Taylor Swift was nuts.
Yes,
Absolutely nuts.
I agree. It's crazy. Ready for the showdown?
Sure.
Good. When
Dan,
reposted.
Hey, Dad, just letting you know,
What?
when you talk during the music, it mutes us, so you could not, so everybody else couldn't hear that.
Oh, I
So
said we had
speak
a
again.
stumper on the crowd question that even when posted on Blue Sky, when posted on Twitter, a lot of guesses.
I thought I was going to get a DM, but someone didn't DM me. It was just a bot, I think.
All of the guesses were good. I love the engagement. Thank you for interacting with the pod and trying to answer. But no, all wrong. That the all-time leader in average games played average games played each year for a career, including playoffs, Dennis Johnson. Dennis Johnson is the answer. The active leader is Jason Tatum. Jason got that one right. But the all-time leader, Dennis Johnson, 91.3 was his career
Also, a little bit of
average
breaking
total
news
games played.
here. Jimmy Butler suspended for 2 games. Again.
You don't fuck with
Missed
Pat
team flight.
Riley. You don't fuck with Pat Riley. You just
And
don't.
he's trying to.
You don't. He's sorry. That's just that ain't gonna happen.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Oof.
You want me to start with your question?
If you want, sure.
Sure. So we know that Stacey King has some great catchphrases. And one of them that we have become accustomed to is "Let me step back and kiss myself."
Mm-hmm.
Can you name when he was first well known for coining that phrase? The moment.
Okay, but let me just give you some history there.
Yeah.
The phrase is not Stacey King's.
I'm sure it's not.
The phrase belongs to James Brown. Step back, get myself, and it was made famous by Eddie Murphy with Eddie Murphy's impersonation of James Brown that I think was first done in his video concert Delirious, I believe, was because it's where that came from. So I just wanted to give credit where it's due. It comes from Eddie Murphy's impersonation of James Brown.
Got it.
Okay, so when did he first do it?
When was it said for the first time, and then after that it became a thing for him?
Was it Derrick Rose?
It was Derrick Rose.
Was it the game against the Rockets where Rose hit the 3? I think that was because he had another one. Big time players or make big time plays.
It was not against the Rockets.
Then I don't know, but I do remember it was Derrick Rose and it was a 3, I believe.
It was not a 3, but it was a long 2. So you're kind of in the ballpark.
That's the best. Yeah, that's the best I can do for you.
It was in 2012 against the Milwaukee Bucks in Milwaukee. Game winner in February. And Stacey King screamed, not said, screamed, "Let me step back and kiss myself. MVP time." And it was over Brandon Jennings, and Ersan Ilyasova was on the floor, I believe.
Don't say Ersan Ilyasova.
Ersan Ilyasova.
He
Ersan Ilyasova.
Named. All right, that's a good one. Why did you think of that?
Legend Ersan Ilyasova.
Stop it. What made you think of that question?
Huh?
What made you think of that question? Do your headphones work, numb nuts? Seriously.
No, you were muffled because your hand was right here.
I have to get you a better pair of headphones. I told you to buy them, and I would pay for them.
I'm wearing AirPods right now. It's fine.
I know, but I told you to get an actual set of cans, and I would pay for it.
Well, it's also really difficult right now to go anywhere and buy something. I'm out of Prevacid, and my acid reflux is annoying, but we can't go anywhere.
It's better
So
than
it really
ass
sucks.
reflux. Okay. The Bulls are
You
playing the
probably have
Golden Oh, you wouldn't even wanna know. The Bulls are playing the Golden State Warriors tomorrow night. And I looked this up, and this is hard. So, I don't know how well you're gonna
That's
do
what she
with
said.
this.
Alright, sorry.
This is a really tough one, and I looked this up, I was like, "Whoa, okay, alright, okay." This is all over the map.
Yeah.
Can you name, in the history of the Warriors, their top 10 in total two-point field goals made?
Top 10?
The top 10 in franchise history in two-point field goals.
Will Chamberlain, if he's listed.
Number 1.
Okay.
Very good.
Rick
I see,
Barry?
I didn't know. What'd you say?
Yeah. Rick Barry.
Number 2.
Oof. Nate Thurmond? Is he on there?
Number 6. I'm very impressed.
Chris Mullin?
Number 4.
Tim Hardaway Jr.?
No.
Mitch Richmond?
Nope.
Sarunas Marciulionis didn't play long enough, right?
No,
Or is he on there?
No, he's not, but that's not a bad guess.
All right. Sean Livingston, did he play long enough? He made a lot of
No.
mid-range jumpers.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
There's some old timers. There's some old timers, there's some mid timers, and there's some new timers.
Klay Thompson.
10.
Steph? He's just been playing there
8.
a while? Yeah, he's
sure.
just been there for a while.
Yeah, it's probably all layups, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I was going to say Steph at some point. It's not like I forgot about him. It's just I was trying to kind of skirt the edges. Is that it with the new guys? Newer?
There's a couple from like my youth, and then there's 2 old guys. One's a Hall of Famer who you've heard of, but you probably wouldn't recognize if you walked into the room. You need 3
from your youth.
Yeah, 3, 5, 7, and 9. 7 was just a scorer, and 9 was a pretty good player. I think a first overall pick and college star.
If you're saying 7 was just a scorer, is he new, like mid, like 2000s?
No. He's 80s.
Oh, is there anyone from 2000 and present on here left?
No.
Oh, damn. All right. I think I might be absolutely cooked.
You're probably cooked. I'm going to say you're cooked. Number 3, good job though. I think you did really well at this.
That was hard.
The fact that you went Chamberlain, Barry, Mullen, Thurmond, Clay, Steph, very good. Number 3 is Paul Arizin.
Okay. I mean, I know who that is, but I wouldn't have guessed
Hall of Famer. Number 5 is Jeff Mullins.
Okay.
Also owed. Number 7, Purvis Short, who was just a little scorer guy. And the last one
would be like, World Be Free or something.
That era, yeah. But in number 9 was Joe Barry Carroll. And the reason why Joe Barry Carroll came up is he was the number 1 overall pick in the 1980 NBA draft. And we'd done a previous question where Darrell Griffith had been the number 2 pick, was the highest ever Utah pick. But Joe Barry Carroll out of Purdue was on there too. Nice work. Good job.
Okay. Thank you. That was tough. So my crowd question is, we all know that for the past, what is it now, 6, 7 years, Kobe White has been here. Is that 6 or 7? A while.
Mm-hmm.
He's worn the number 0, and that is his nickname is Sub-Zero. Before Kobe White, can you name the last player the season before to wear the number 0 as a Bull? That's a crowd question, so you don't have to answer it. That's why I did a number.
I know. Okay, the last.
So it's similar to the Jamal Crawford one.
Yeah, not the best ever. Not the best ever. The last to wear it.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, send your answers in to Jason.Bernstein_ on Instagram, at Dan_Bernstein on Twitter, at Dan Bernstein on Blue Sky. and just hashtag it OWC Showdown, and we'll get a look at it and see if you win, because the prize will be double this week because we didn't have a winner. So the prize rolls over, and the prize, as you know, is nothing. So now you get double that. So if you're good at math, you know what that is. What?
Okay.
That'll...
Maybe you should like go to their. Maybe you should go to their house and just like, you know, cook them dinner or something.
I could do a selection of seductive poses for them.
I'm sure they'd love to see it.
Somebody is quickly deleting their tweet that they just sent in with the correct answer. Thanks for listening, subscribing, rating everything that you do, and thanks for being
also,
a part of the...
next time we do this, rate Dan's seductive poses.
This one I
He will
call
do them
snake
on the show for you.
This is the crab.
So seductive. Those are just kind of animals. Not
yeah,
really...
well, I haven't gotten loose yet.
I can hear your joints cracking from here.
I bet you can hear it. Next time we might have a trade. Next time we might have a trade.
Okay.
I hope.
Fine.
Bye.
Just end it.